Last time I decided I needed to get a new sheet of Nitacore because I'm making a countertop and I'd like the honeycomb to show through the fiberglass and the epoxy and stuff. And what I had was stained, so I needed a fresh sheet because you're going to actually see the core in this application. And I've discovered that if you cut a little notch out of a 4x8 sheet of core, it will fit inside of a Hyundai Santa Fe. I don't have the utility trailer to move big sheets of stuff around. So that little trick is helpful as long as you don't need to make something that's the complete 4x8 feet. And this is where my kitchen left off before. And as you can see, I've cut the notch out of the right corner of the sheet. I'm using this to mark a little offset from where the plywood is so that the countertop will overhang and kind of hide the plywood a little bit. And that's why I had that styrofoam on the floor. I use those thick sheets of styrofoam as a base for cutting and sawing and stuff. And I'm using these aluminum extrusions as a straight edge and was using a razor knife to cut the straight sections, and I'm using a jigsaw for the curves. In the end, I'm going to go back and redo the straight sections with a circular saw and using those aluminum extrusions basically as a track for the saw. It's not really a track saw. I clamp the extrusion with an offset so that the blade goes where I want it and the edge of the saw can run along the aluminum extrusion. So it goes in a straight line. And this is out in the garage. The first layers of fiberglass, the first stuff that goes on the core is going to be chopped strand mat and polyester resin, which makes a lot of fumes. So I'm going to do this part out in the garage. And I'm also going to do something about this. The plywood is warped and I've been ignoring it. And I've had heavy stuff sitting on it, but it's not straightening out. So I'm not sure if this is what you're supposed to do, but I've got these blocks of wood and I'm going to screw them to the side of the cabinet up next to where the countertop goes. And then I'll screw the countertop down into these blocks. I'd set a bunch of weight on the countertop when I screwed the block in underneath. And now I can screw the countertop down to those blocks. And rummaging through my fiberglass board, I found the thinnest chopped strand mat. And I'm going to put just one layer on each side of the countertop. And right about here is when I ruin the countertop. there was a little piece of something underneath the fiberglass, and I tried to lift it to remove that, and because it was already wet with the resin, it stretched. And there's no way to get it to go flat back the way it was. And I'm desperately trying to roll out the ripples in it. And because it turns to mush, it does flatten out, but there's some high spots where the thickness of the fiberglass varies a bit. And you can see that this resin isn't transparent. So where it's thicker, it's going to be a slightly different color, I think. And this is about an hour, maybe a little less, after I laid up the fiberglass. And it's just the right hardness that I can trim the edges with a razor knife. And that's just a whole lot easier than grinding it off. And this is the next day. And I can flip it over and it's not going to stick to the plastic underneath. And I'm trying to forget all about the problems of yesterday, and I've got to put a layer of fiberglass on this other side. And this side turns out perfectly. It's just unfortunate that the countertop only goes one way. And the side that's going to show is the side that I screwed up. So I'm going to do a whole bunch of sanding. I'm going to sand the whole thing, but I'm going to do a lot more sanding where I know I have those ripples. And I'm going to try and make it as flat as I can. And then see what it looks like. There'll be no way to know for sure until I have the clear countertop epoxy on over this. So to get a look at what it's going to be like, it's covered with scratches now from 40 grit sandpaper. And I don't want to polish it out to be smooth yet. I really want the texture of the sanded texture for the next layer of epoxy to get a grip on, because it's not going to make a chemical bond with this polyester. But you can see the honeycomb through the fiberglass here. And over here is the thicker spot, the spot where I screwed up. And I can see the honeycomb. It might look a little bit more hazy, and I'm not sure if that's because I sanded it more, as compared with like here, where I didn't sand as much. I don't know. I'll see when it's done, I guess.